welcome in the second episode of European Podcast. Today we are with Alessio Ruggiero and we are talking about the European Council.
The European Council is one of the 7 European institutions. It's made up of the leaders of the 27 European member states, the President of the European Council and the President of the European Commission, who together determines Europe's political priorities and orientation in both the short and long term, thus defining the political agenda. Typically, this happens at every meeting of the European Council by the adoption of conclusions where identify specific issues of interest for the Europe and define themselves certain action to be taken or goal to achieve. The conclusion of the European Council may also set the lines for reaching agreement on a specific point or for presenting legislative proposals.
And how the European Council takes decisions?
Generally, the European Council decided by consensus, so no member opposes the adoption. However, in some specific cases provided by the European treaties, for example, for the adoption of legal acts, the European Council decides by voting. Voting on a specific item on the agenda can be initiated on the initiative of the President. It can also take place on the initiative of any other member, provided that the majority of members are in favor. Exist 3 voting methods: the unanimity, the qualified majority, and the simple majority. Unanimity is required, for example, when the European Council decides on the number of members of the European Commission. The European Council decides the qualified majority, for example, when it establishes the list of council formation or when it proposes to the European Parliament a candidate for the position of President of the Commission. And the European Council decides a simple majority to adopt procedural decisions pursuant to its internal rules.
Could you explain us the famous European Council agenda?
Every 5 years, the European Council adopts a strategic agenda which outlines the priority areas requiring longer-term European action and attention and how these objectives can be achieved. The strategic agenda is the first step of a process which is then taken forward by the European institutions and member states. It takes place in the context of European Parliament elections and before the appointment of each European Commission. At its meeting in Brussels on 20 June 2019, the European Council agreed on the strategic agenda for the period 2019-2024. The agenda focuses on 4 main priorities: protect citizens and freedoms, develop a strong and vibrant economic base, build a green, fair, social and climate-neutral Europe, promote European interests and values on the world stage. The next strategic agenda should be adopted at June 2024.
And this is everything. See you in the third episode.